Geneva LGB, just give a like to this video if you've seen it. So I went there, and then for the next year, I somehow got transferred to Campus des Nations. Okay, I don't know why that happened, but somehow, you know, um, my school got changed. But that happened. So, anyways, once I got to International School of Geneva (LGB), I learned these again. But you see, as you change country, then obviously, guys, the basics stay the same, but the way to teach them, is different. So I learned board maths in India. Then in Geneva, they called it BEMDAS. Some teachers called it bed maths. And then they were also teaching integer. So when I went to Geneva and I learned this all over again, I got confused. I forgot, how to do these. And then I practiced and practiced, and finally I mastered it again after so much practice. So that's just how it is. Now, one more thing I want to tell you is I had one teacher, in Campus des Nations. He was basically an IT teacher, and obviously IT teachers know math as well. So to make students memorize this, he used to have this trick where he used to say, a friend of a friend is a friend of an enemy is an enemy of a friend is an enemy, and an enemy of an enemy is a friend. So basically, he was trying to make it easier for students who find it a little difficult. You can also use that, okay? But anyways, I hope you have solved these three. They're not very hard, so let's solve these three questions now. And then we'll do a few more harder ones, and then we will stop. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so I hope you've taken the signs down. Okay, so basically let's go. I'll just go in any, random order I feel comfortable. Okay, so let's do this one. Okay, let me just write it here again for convenience. Okay, so this is 3, this is this. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so you obviously get 3x, okay, plus 15, okay, which gives you 8, okay. So then what do you have? 3x plus 15. Okay, so remember, you take the opposite sign, you transpose the opposite sign, but you substitute the same value. You substitute, when you're transposing, you substitute the same value, but the opposite sign from the left hand side to the right hand side. I know I've said this a million times, but this is how it's going to go in your head. Once you say to yourself that how many times is he going to say the same thing? Is he going to justify the same point? The moment that clicks in your head and you're talking to your friends and you start laughing, there's a YouTuber who teaches math, this is how he teaches it. That's how it's going to go in your head. And at that time you may not realize it, but years later when you have to understand other concepts, you'll kind of realize that this is the way things are learned. So now you have 3x, okay, minus 7, okay. So 8 minus 15 is minus 7, because there's nothing in front of this 8, and this is positive, and you have more negatives than you have positives. And then you divide both sides, equals negative 7 by negative 3, so then x equals negative 7 divided by 3. So I already told you guys, I've made these questions up, I already told you. So you're going to get weird answers. So if you do, don't think it's wrong. Well guys, I'm sure you already know how to verify your solutions. So I will leave that to you guys. I will just leave that to you, okay? Okay, so I'm sure you already solved this one, so let's do it. 7x plus 28 equals 16, okay? Because you do 7 times x plus 7 times 4 equals 16, so then you get 7x, okay? So then, oh god, plus 28 minus 28 equals 16 minus 28. So 7x equals negative 12. So x equals negative 12 upon 7. Okay, so again, guys, we got a 7 in the numerator last time. Got a 7 in the denominator this time. I don't know what it is, guys. I don't know how, whenever I manufacture questions, these numbers kind of, repeat themselves. But anyways, guys, remember, I have left the verification to you guys. Let's solve this one here, and then we'll erase it. So 5 plus 3 equals 4, okay? So you have 5x plus 15 equals 4, so you have 5x plus 15 minus 15, 4 minus 15, so 5x equals, okay, so 5x, equals negative 11, so here x equals negative 11 upon 5, so that is your answer. So guys, for these three, I request you to verify the answers on your own. Guys, if I verify the answers also, then if I do everything, then guys, your numerical skills are not gonna, improve. So, I leave that to you, and you'll know whether you got the right answer or not. In fact, you'll know whether I made a fool of myself by getting the wrong answer as well. And that's not a bad thing either. So I leave that to you. So now I'm going to do a few more questions and then we'll leave it there. Okay? So I'm just going to take a few more questions now, and then after that we'll leave it there. Okay. So I hope by now you might have taken these down. So let's just take off from here. Now guys, I know that I go a little fast and maybe I don't give you time to write everything down, but guys, you can always pause and you can look at it. Guys, the thing is, I want to make as many questions as I can in one video, otherwise the technical difficulties which happen. I'm working to fix it and I will fix it, so now let's do a few more questions. Let's twist it a little. Now solve this question, for example. Okay, solve this question and then okay, and I'll give you guys one more. A little interesting one with a twist. Okay, I'll give you one more. Okay. 7x plus 5 equals 9x minus 2. Okay, after this, I'll give you one more question in this form, a little tricky, and then we'll see where to go. Okay, let me just put it down. After you solve these three, I want you guys to try and solve this one. Okay, plus 4. Okay, after you solve these three, try solving that one. That one's a little trickier, but you will be able to do it. Don't worry. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve one by one, and I'll solve them here. Okay, so now let's solve this one. 2x plus 5 equals x plus 3. So basically, guys, you get 2x minus x. Okay, so you have 3 here, then you take minus 5. So basically, guys, what you do, guys, is you get the x's on one side and you get the other numbers on the other side. So basically what I've done, guys, is that the x here is positive. So when you transpose it, you obviously take the negative sign. So that's why you get 2x minus x, which equals 3 minus 5. Okay? So then you get x equals negative 2. Okay? So now what you have to see, guys, is, do you get the same answer? Okay, that's what you have to see. Okay, so let's solve this one now. Let's solve this one right here. 6x plus 8 equals 8x minus 3. Okay, so 6x minus 8x equals negative 3 minus 8. So you get negative 2x, negative 11, and then you divide both sides by 2, so then you get 11, negative 2, so 11 by 2 is your answer. So I'm sure you already know what I did here. Again guys, this is positive here, so when it comes to this side it becomes negative, and this number here is positive. When it goes to the other side it becomes negative, and that's how that's how you got that. So that's the answer. Okay, now let's do one more. Let's do this one here. So here you have 7x plus 5, 9x minus 2. Okay, 7x, okay, minus 9x. It's minus 2 minus 7. So minus 2x equals minus 7. So x equals negative 7, negative 2. Makes the answer equals 7. Okay, so now I solved that. So now you've got these two to solve. So guys, I recommend that you solve these two by yourself. Okay, life should be interesting. You should learn how to take risks. Don't worry, try those two questions. If you get them wrong, I'm here to correct you. Okay, and I'll give you a little bit more time to take all of this down. Now there's one more thing that I want to tell you. Now I know that when we started off these questions, I went step by step. Now I'm skipping a little bit of these steps. You know guys, there are certain reasons. Number one, it takes a lot of space. Okay, and then you have to keep on erasing, keep on doing. It'll take more time. So that is why I thought, why don't I do it like this? It'll be done a little faster. But what I want to tell you guys is that what I'm trying to do, guys, is I'm not trying to tell all of you that forget about learning math from both, forget about learning